Let's just picture this for a second. You're sitting in the middle of a high-stakes meeting, or maybe it's just a really tense conversation, and suddenly, bam, you are put right on the spot, and you completely freeze. Your mind just goes totally blank. But then, like clockwork, 3 hours later, you're washing the dishes or in the shower, and the absolute perfect, most brilliant response pops into your head. Man, that's incredibly frustrating, right? You start wondering, why aren't I as fast on my feet as that one colleague who always has a snappy comeback? Well, today's explainer offers a truly fascinating perspective on this exact phenomenon, and honestly, it might completely change how you view your own mind.
So, this brings us right to the core question from our source today. Can quick-wittedness actually be learned through sheer effort and practice, or is it fundamentally an innate, hardwired trait? Well, we're going to explore this by diving into a really unique framework of human constitutions.
Here's our roadmap for today. First up, the quick-wittedness dilemma. Then we'll look at fast earth versus sincere water, followed by wood, the stable anchor, and metal, the quality inspector. And we'll wrap it all up with the power of synergy.
Okay, Section 1, the quick-wittedness dilemma.
Now, if you ever feel a twinge of self-doubt because you aren't the fastest thinker in the room, you need to hear this. We're talking about a massive paradigm shift here. You know, society loves to praise quick thinkers, right? The people who can just pivot on a dime. But according to our source material, being quick to react is tied directly to your innate nature. It's your core constitution. It is absolutely not some personal failing on your part if you don't possess it. And honestly, it's not something you can just force yourself to learn by reading a self-help book. It's literally a structural reality of how you process the world.
Moving on to Section 2. Let's compare fast earth versus sincere water.
This comparison right here perfectly captures the hidden double-edged sword of quick-wittedness. Our source defines the Earth constitution as folks who have that lightning-fast judgment. They hear something, boom, they instantly understand it and they act. But here's the catch. Because they move so incredibly fast, they're actually highly prone to making mistakes and causing accidents. They're the ones most likely to trip up or lose resources because they just didn't pause to look at the details. On the flip side, we've got the water constitution. Now, these individuals are slower to process new info, and yeah, they can sometimes struggle with making immediate decisions. But their hidden superpower? It's their incredible work ethic and meticulousness.
So if you're the person who's constantly asking how to be faster on your feet, our source suggests you likely fit right into this water type. And guess what? That means your careful, methodical nature is actually a massive asset. Once a water type fully grasps a concept, they execute it with a level of sincerity, neatness, and perfection that the fast-moving earth type simply cannot match. You're the one who doesn't make those messy mistakes.
Oh, and it's super important to point out that this isn't just some broad, generalized system. Our source notes that these innate constitutions actually have incredibly precise grades. We're talking up to 9,000 distinct levels of nuance. Just to put that in perspective, that proves human nature operates on a highly detailed spectrum. Discovering your specific, precise innate nature, rather than trying to cram yourself into some generic mold of what society calls successful, that is the real key to finding your right path in life.
All right, Section 3. Let's look at wood, the stable anchor.
Enter the wood constitution. You can think of the wood type as the reliable heavyweight of any group. Our source describes them as the individuals who operate and protect wealth. Now, they might be frustratingly slow to move, like they are definitely not the ones jumping on the latest viral trend, but because they absolutely refuse to act or spend resources until they completely understand a situation, they rarely lose money or make fatal operational errors.
And this quote brilliantly illustrates exactly why wood types make such incredible leaders. Just imagine being at the top of an organization. You've got people running at you from all directions, constantly pitching new ideas, screaming, "This is the right way," or "No, that's the right way." A fast-moving earth type? They might get swept right up in the chaos and constantly change direction. But the wood type? They act as a stable anchor. They don't flip-flop amidst chaos because they literally won't be moved until they are personally convinced. That kind of stability is absolutely vital for long-term survival.
Let's jump into Section 4, metal, the quality inspector. So, this is the metal constitution. And rather than thinking of, literal metal, you should view this constitution as the critical quality control inspector of your corporate board or project team. These are the people who have a borderline sixth sense for spotting flaws. When you present a plan, they're the ones who instantly see exactly what is going wrong and where all the vulnerabilities are hiding.
Now here is where our source provides an absolute masterclass in project management, because timing is literally everything. If you bring a metal type in at 0% completion, like right at the brainstorming phase, they're going to point out so many potential flaws that the project will never even launch. They'll kill it in the crib. But if you bring them in at 100% completion, well, then it's too late. Finding a fundamental flaw at that point means you have to tear the whole house down and start from scratch. The magic number, according to the source, is exactly 70%. At 70% completion, the metal type audits the project, catches those critical weaknesses, and allows the whole team to correct course before final delivery. It's a total game changer.
Finally, Section 5, the power of synergy. When you zoom out and build this into a complete ecosystem, it becomes instantly clear that true success isn't about possessing every single trait yourself. Honestly, it's impossible to be the lightning-fast earth thinker, the meticulous water worker, the stable wood anchor, and the critical metal auditor all at the exact same time. True success? It's all about assembling a crew that covers every single base.
The dependencies here are crystal clear. The fast earth types desperately need the meticulous water types to clean up the details and stop catastrophic mistakes. Meanwhile, the sincere water types need those earth types to make the fast calls when indecision hits. The wood types, they provide the unshakable foundation that lets everyone else operate safely. And the metal types jump in right at that magical 70% mark to make sure the final product doesn't fail on release. So the lesson here is you should never, ever look down on your own constitution. You hold a vital piece of the puzzle that the others desperately need to function. So, the ultimate takeaway from this explainer is actually a message of profound relief. Stop forcing yourself to be something you just aren't. If you aren't quick-witted, seriously, stop beating yourself up over it. Embrace your meticulous, sincere nature and start building synergistic relationships that fill in your gaps.
So I'll leave you with this to chew on. Which constitution do you naturally align with? And honestly, more importantly, who do you need to seek out and collaborate with to bring your team up to a full 100%? Figure out what your missing pieces are, and your next collaboration might just be totally unstoppable.